Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No matter where you may find yourself as you listen to this, and I would like to talk to you about the warranty on your car. You tune into another episode of It's a Black and White Thing featuring A1 and A Ward. Shout out to A Ward in his absence, but I'm here. You can always check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, wherever you find the good podcast. Give us 5 stars, leave a comment there. You can also check us out on YouTube by searching for Brains and Bars. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button. I always get those backwards. Hit the notification, hit the subscribe, then the notification bell in that order. You can't do one, you can't put the cart before the horse. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so you can be tuned in to every time we drop an episode, go live, so on and so forth. Leave a comment, talk to us, we talk back. You can also check us out on just about every social media platform you care to name, although I'm only active on one for real. I'm sorry, guys. I got a life, I got a job, I got a family. Listen, if y'all subscribe and pay these bills, then I'll be on every social media platform all day long just for you. But you can check us out: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, I think that's all the major ones. I'm not on. I have a Snapchat, but the podcast page because for what? For who? Anyway, I'm not doing the show by myself. Shout out to War. If you have been tapped into battle rap at all, you saw that today he received his winnings from Cody. He was on Champion with Jay Black and Froze. Dr. Rosenberg to talk his talk, which he talked a lot. He talked a lot, had some things to say. And he also received the prize money from you all, the fans. So salute to y'all for sharing. Salute to Jay Black for 9 great years of Cody. And that this might be the last one. But in his absence, I got frequent contributor. I mean, he's now a frequent contributor. He's a friend of the show. I got from Let's Talk Battle Rap, homie Titus in the building. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Loso, I'm taking your spot. I don't know how many episodes I got left. You got left, but I'm on you, buddy.
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna have to have a tally and look it up, because I feel like you have either, if you haven't surpassed him, you definitely tied him. Like, and if you haven't tied him, it's neck and neck at this point, because like, yeah, you've definitely been on more episodes, and I'm going to hear about this because somehow he's going to see it. Like, I feel like he doesn't catch every episode, but I feel like every time we mention you creeping up the leaderboard on like frequent contributors and collaborators for the show, like I get it in the group chat. It's like, yo, Titus has not been on the show more than me. Like, who? And then he'll start bringing up, hey, when you had taken the hiatus, who was the person who got you back? Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. He deserves his credit for that. He deserves his flowers for that. He is absolutely 100% right. But yeah, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Life's good, live this married life now. It's fun.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, it's been fun, man. Life's real good right now. It's a good space.
I'm always afraid to show these comments because I feel like I'm going to do this. Aiden, hope you're having a good evening. When you on the vertical side of things, when you go live on YouTube, like you kind of get like comments that you can't put on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're good, Aiden. Thank you for tuning in. So I'm always like nervous when like the first comments pop up, because I'm like, normal viewer, casual watcher, just random guy who showed up and decided to just commenting.
Right.
I started to comment, but yeah, I'm glad married life is going well. Glad you're doing well. We got an interesting show, so I want to start in this particular space because at some point, I'm going to have to make like a short video to preface the episode we did. See. But I tell you.
You called it. Yeah.
But I tell you. Anyway. But nah, we had a good episode last week that I partially ruined, in part because I didn't have my laptop charging and it was dying, so I took my Ethernet out of the jack so I could plug up my laptop so it wouldn't die mid-show.
Yeah.
And it went from perfect crisp connection to AOL. Need to holler at Google Fiber about trying to up in the strength of the routers and the extenders that I have.
I thought that's what fiber was for.
Yeah, I thought so too. But like,
All right.
I was running the playback and I was just like, oh God, like the audio wasn't matching my speaking, and it was grainy. I mean, it went from HD to like big black box TV reception once I took that Ethernet out of my computer. So I want to run this by you also because I am curious of your thoughts on this. So we talked about my plan to fix battle rap. And there's been a lot of discussion, a lot of back and forth about this. Surf came home, glad he's home. He jumped
Yes.
into spaces. He made mention of, hey, the maybe the leagues and the culture need to have a reset, a timeout, and try to fix some things and get things back in order. Um, and you know what? I'm going to take one quick detour here. I'm going to answer this one question from Aiden. So it's a two-part question. How'd you come with this channel name, and what made you do this? And after this, we'll bid you adieu, Aiden. Okay. So we came up with this podcast because me and my homie Ward, who's not here tonight, we used to argue about SEC being the dominant football conference in our group chats. Our friends got annoyed with us and said, you should start a podcast and shut up about this in our group chat. And so we said, okay, let's do that. The Brains and Bars comes from I don't want to say analytical about sports because that I'm not that, but I do think about sports a lot. I have lots of thoughts about sports. I feel like I'm very smart in my opinions when it comes to sports. And then A Ward is a battle rapper. He just won Champion of the Year. You should go check it out. Search for J Black 1615 on Twitter. On YouTube. And there is like a 2-hour video that was dropped today that has them talking about it. So that is where the name comes from. That is why we do this. This podcast is kind of like I consider almost a family-like podcast. You see the homie Titus here with me. My wife's been on the show. Other homies have been on the show because the show is mainly about sports and battle rap, but it is also about everything that goes on in our lives, both politically. We talk social issues. Sometimes every blue moon we get into social issues. My wife has been on here to talk about The Bachelorette because we only talk about The Bachelor when there's a black one, black male or female as a bachelor or bachelorette. We have recently started. So my wife, as a bucket list, she watches Dancing with the Stars, and she wanted to get in the ballroom dancing. So for Valentine's Day, I got us dancing lessons,
Nice.
and we are now like 3 months in, maybe 2 months in. So
Nice.
we've been getting into a little West Coast swing, a little salsa, a little tango, bachata. But yeah. It's a fun time. And as a person who doesn't have any rhythm, it's been nice to get the feet moving in the right direction.
Right.
And so see, this is why we bid you adieu, Aiden, because too far.
Yeah, sorry.
You're asking too many questions now.
Enough.
Like I feel like Geechee got it. Geechee would say, "Who are you? The police? You the feds? Who are you?" But anyway, let's get back on track. So talking about fixing battle rap. So there's been a lot of discussion about it. A lot of what's wrong with the culture? What's wrong with battle rap? Is it dying? There's been a lot of that talk thrown around it. And so I came up with this idea around the time, probably prior to when Organic kind of released his diatribe. And I don't say diatribe in a negative way. I mean that it was a diatribe. It was a really long post about what was going on with the culture. And I want to bring it here. So my solution to fix battle rap, number one, pride and ego has to be tossed out the window because this is a pie in the sky. This is a perfect world scenario that I'm about to get into that in likelihood, unless Jesus came back himself and told Smack and Beasley to do this, I don't know if they do it. And maybe even Organic too. I'm just going to be honest. So pride and ego has to be the first thing that gets tossed out the door if you really want to see battle rap be great. To me, battle rap is not dead. It is stagnant. It is not dying. It needs something different than what we're getting now. Dope events still happen. Sorry, my wife is now bugging. This is gonna be a weird show. I see. Did I buy the wrong like ground beef or something? You want to come on camera and talk about the ground beef? I didn't buy it. Okay. I didn't buy enough ground beef for tacos. Is it enough for spaghetti?
It's always a pivot.
All right. Speaking of pivots, okay. So Um, so my first, again, get the ego out the way. The second thing, there needs to be a coalition of leagues that come together, starting with URL, King of the Dot. We want iBattle to be involved. We want OSBL to be involved. I stuck with legacy names, right? So like I want to get battle rap leagues from across the country. Kind of like, I guess grind time is what I thought about. Right? You had the East, West, Midwest, right? Locations. So you would involve, let's say, Bullpen, right? Just because we want a legacy act from the South. We would get maybe either Guerrilla Warfare or Black Ice Cartel for the Midwest. We would get, I'm going to say Westworld just because of Geechee's situation. We don't know whether Riot, but in a perfect world, Geechee's free Geechee, he's free. And we got the Riot, right? So we got coast to coast, we got leagues, Midwest, South, East Coast, up North, that can come together as this coalition. And this is the coalition of leagues. So they're pulling together their resources, they're pulling together their money, venues, whatever they bring to the table, they're bringing it all, and it's going to be a shared asset. I can tell by your face, you're just like, well, okay, yeah,
I'm
sure.
with you. I'm with you.
I'm just, but again, this is why I say it's pie in the sky. Yeah. So these people come together for this coalition. Come together. It does not mean that these other leagues no longer matter. Straight Drop, Black Mafia, TOS. I'm trying to think of some other ones. TBL will be a part of it too, right? TBL will be a part of this as well. So this coalition comes together, pulls their resources, and they sit down and map out their year, right? Where they plan dates. The bigger leagues get access to the more prime, whatever those prime dates are on the calendar, they get access to those first, kind of like the NFL calendar, right? Like certain channels get, say, we want this date, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Or not necessarily dates, but like time slots, right? So the dates act as the time slots.
Yeah.
They map out their year, they map out their card, they reach out to the battlers. I use Ward as an example, right? So, we're going to give him 5 battles in 2027. He's going to get paid, say, $35,000 for the 5 battles. So he's making 7 per battle.
Yeah.
Whatever those dates are set at a contracted point, his first half hits. Deposit hits. So he knows on May 1st, first half is hitting for, I'm going to pick out chess because that battle's happening in 30 days, right? That battle is contracted, set in stone. First half hits, he starts writing. Also, because one thing Surf brought up that I do think is fair is that there is a little bit of an oversaturation, right? Where guys are just here, there, and everywhere. So within that window, if you cannot accept the battle, your focus is on the battle we have contracted you for.
Yeah.
And you focus on writing for that opponent. There's a 21-day window where you cannot take another battle. Outside of that, once that battle is done, before your next one comes up, you can battle however many times you want leading up to that 21-day window before your next contracted battle with the coalition. We're just going to call them the coalition for example. These battles would take place, so Ward would be known as a KOTD battler, right? If he battles 5 times, at least 3 of those battles will happen on that platform. So when you see Ward, it's almost like NXT, right? When Cody Rhodes comes down, right? It is Cody Rhodes is coming to NXT. So if he battles on iBattle, it is KOT, King of the Dots, A Ward is coming to battle Febo. Right. So you have that branding name. It becomes more of an event because you have this guy who's coming. And I'm using, and please, leagues, I'm not dissing you if I say, Ward is coming down, right? I don't mean that as a diss or as a pejorative, right? But when he shows up, that's how you know this big name is coming because he's affiliated to URL, to King of the Dot, and maybe TBL. TBL is kind of like fringe big league for me right now. The last couple of events were kind of yeah. So he's got those battles contracted. Let's just say he and Hansel, right? I use this as an example. Him and Hansel start going back and forth. They want to battle each other. They bring that to the coalition and say, hey, we want to set this up. We want to set up the fade. The coalition decides, we don't want that battle. They are now free to shop that to entities outside the coalition, right? So that allows them to be able to still hit smaller leagues, for guys like Ward who are outside, it still gives them the freedom to be able to battle in these other spaces and other places with matches that the coalition doesn't want to put on. Because what I want to create here is, one, the fans, their structure, The fans know when these events are going to happen, who's battling on them. They know that, when Ward shows up to this smaller league, they have the branding and backing of that brand name attached to it. It gives the battlers some sense of structure in
Right.
that, they know they have X amount of battles already on the books where they don't have to worry about whether that first half is coming. They know it. It's with brand name leagues that have brand equity that are doing good business. And it's kind of like an exclusivity contract, but it's not, right? We're making sure that you battle on this particular league, but then you still have the freedom to move around. So within all of that, once a year, you have kind of the WrestleMania, right? Where you have inter league clashes where King of the Dot versus URL, right? Big 3-day weekend where we have Sunday. We're going to say Sunday is the day it all goes down, right?
Yeah.
But on Friday night, you can have a meet and greet. You can go get your autograph from these battlers, talk to them. They have merch, get their merch, purchase it, yada, yada, yada. Saturday, if you want to have like a concert where these battle rappers who make music, who are good at it, by the way, the good battle rappers at making music get to perform, and we get to vibe out and rock out to those artists as well.
Right.
And then Sunday, this is what we're here for, right? It is King of the Dot versus URL. This major clash happens, and we can make a lot of money and have a good time at the same time. The final part of this is the developmental piece, right? So I mentioned the coalition, I mentioned OSBL, iBattle, I think are the best at finding, cultivating, and developing talent. I'll give Easy a little bit of a shout out too, at least of being able to find talent that has some star quality, or at least they're good at battle rap, right?
100%. Yeah.
So those leagues who are a part of the coalition, right, who are not the quote unquote majors, which we're going to, again, for the purposes of this demonstration, is King of the Dot, it's URL. Those other leagues would serve as a place to find talent, which is why we have them spaced out coast to coast, to be able to find talent within those regions so they can then battle each other, develop them, and then you can have, if a guy starts to pop, right, you're a Dre Majesty guy. Dre Majesty starting to bubble up. We want to find a match for him that is that can happen on that league within the coalition, where again, URL's Danny Myers is coming to let's just say in a perfect world, the trenches in URL have patched up their issues.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We've genuflected and kissed rings and apologized and did all this other stuff that needs to happen. Danny Myers shows up to battle Dre Majesty as the headliner for a trenches event.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so over a year or 2 year period, this talent cultivates on these smaller leagues. And then at the end of a year or the beginning of a year, maybe so you can have your matchup set up, you have a draft where we say, hey, Dre Majesty, URL has the first pick. We select Dre Majesty.
Right.
Right. And so you select your draft class. And now this new talent is on these major leagues. And now we've been following their rise from the smaller leagues up through to the majors, and now we've got storylines. We've got people we're rooting for because we've watched them grow and develop on these smaller leagues, battling their peers, battling what I would call kind of the gatekeepers of the culture. I'm thinking, right. And again, I don't say this is no disrespect to these names, the Shotgun Shugs, the Danny Myers, right, of the world, guys who give shots to young guys. Maybe we pull DNA back into it, right? And so they get to work their way up through the system, and now they're in the major leagues where they get to see if they can sink or swim. Everybody won't make it.
Yep.
The last thing I'll say is, right, because I know Warp talked about this, well, what if a guy that I'm contracted to battle in August stinks it up the first 4 months of the year? Now, how am I going to be motivated to battle this guy? The only thing I said about that is you can lose your spot, right? Like this is, if you are not performing, right, the other thing that looks to protect the league is, if you're not performing, we'll honor whatever we said we would do, but we might separate your contract and you might have to fall a tier, right? There might be a relegation where if you're not having a great year, you might have to bump down to these lower leagues and work your way back up, right? Because fans have to know that if I'm putting my money on the line to watch you battle, not that it's going to be the greatest thing you see every time, because it's not. Right. These guys are human. But at least you can say the thing I say about a Trez, a Rock, a Ward is that when you watch those guys battle, whether you think they won or lost, you left entertained.
100%.
They gave you something of substance and value that you can walk away feeling like, man, I enjoyed that performance. Whether you
Right.
think they won, lost, clearly debatable, right? And so with that, that is my plan to fix battle rap. Now that I've laid all of that out through all the different pivots and interruptions, your thoughts on that plan?
I like it. Like I really do like it because I think what battle rap leads desperately need more than anything is organization. Um, like because there's way too many weekends where it's 4 events in one weekend. So I don't have the capacity for 4 events in one weekend, and everybody's on pay per view, and all y'all think your pay per view is worth $50, and it's just you're not all worth. It's not just you're not all worth that. I'm sorry, but yeah, organization is definitely needed because, like I said, these events need to be spread out more. Talent. I think it, like I said, it benefit the talent to know like if I know I have a battle in 4 months, cool. I can prepare how I want to prepare. I got that on the books already. I'm not worried about when the money's coming. I know it's coming at a set time. That's taken care of. Um, that I think that's the biggest thing is structure, honestly. And I really do. My biggest complaint over the last few weeks, when Alex was having battle rap, how to fix battle rap with the league owners, was it was so much of we don't make a profit, and I just in my I don't own a business, but everything I've read about owning a business is that hey, you're probably not gonna make a profit for a good little minute there. You gotta be able to stomach those losses. That's kind of what it is. And I feel like it was a lot of hey, we took losses, like not a lot of that's the game. I'm sorry. Like I'm like I wouldn't want to lose. That's why I don't own a business. I don't want to deal with that. But also if you're in a business that we already know is like a niche culture and it's hard to really make profits off of. You all known that for a long time. I don't really want to hear you talk about you didn't make money. You knew that going into it. You kind of knew that going into it. You had to at some point, you know. I don't. It's not. I don't feel bad. I don't. I feel bad if you got bootleg. You lost money because of bootlegs and stuff. That I do feel bad for that because you are trying to put on a proper product. It's not like that's above. That's out of your control. But a lot of it was just like we just they think they're worth all this money, and there's league owners who I know don't pay people all the time. So it's like maybe you don't need a league, but that's another story. But but yeah, overall, I think battle the structure would be the greatest thing in battle rap. Just some kind of organizational structure. And like you said, like the egos to the side, so we're not mad at someone for going over here. Like, well, they were my battler first. No, let them go rap. They want to go rap and be good. Let them go rap and be good. Now, like you said, with coalition too, you can go take a battle if you want to. If you lose, just know when you come back over, this is a meritocracy. You've earned this spot back. I believe in that. Um, because the game really changed. The saturation really changed to me when people would go on certain cards, get smoked, and then be on the card next month. Like, no. Why are you on the card? You need to sit down for a few months. You need to reflect. We need to you need to feel this. You don't get to just come back immediately. No. You gotta feel that L. Hold that L for a little bit, you know? That's like I think those type things. The meritocracy is necessary, the structure is necessary, and it'll help everybody involved. Everybody can get the money they think they deserve. Everybody can have ideas. And if they all come together, they come up with a better way besides pay-per-view, because they all know none of them like pay-per-view. Everyone knows it's a little antiquated. All y'all get your ass. All y'all get out. Battle Rap Max. Let's go. Give me Battle Rap
Man,
Max.
I mean, I know shout out to Doc with the Just Business 2 card. It was on Twitch. I
Mm-hmm.
do think I know Mike P. I haven't really talked about the pay-per-view, like how do you put the battles together part of it, because like
Yeah.
that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But I thought Mike P had a good idea of you put it on YouTube and you put it behind a paywall, right? So
Yes.
if you want to be a part of this battle, right, you have to be a paying member. It's $5 a month or whatever. And then he talked about gifting subs. So if somebody is the battle's going crazy and somebody's like, "Yo, how can I tune in?" It's $5, right? I'm gonna gift this sub, and so that's how you grow it.
Yeah.
I think what Doc did with Twitch by putting them on Twitch, I feel like Twitch is a
Agreed.
potential growth market because they may not be as uh strict on what you can and cannot say on Twitch. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure there are certain rules, right? 'Cause, battle rap. I think the fear people have a battle rap blowing getting too big is that if corporate interests get involved, well, now you have to desensitize, you have to sanitize, excuse me.
Right.
And it's like, well, I mean, is that such a bad thing in some
Yeah.
cases. You know,
Right.
like some of the stuff y'all get into, like I forget who it was, what battle I was watching, but they had like you remind like their setup was you remind me of Jeffrey Epstein or something like that. And it was just like
Yeah, I heard about that one. I forgot who said that, but I did hear about that. I'm like, they said what?
Justice? Was it Justice? Did Justice say it might have been Justice. Who
No, I
said
think
that?
it was
Who did he
Muwap.
battle?
I think it was Muwap. I think
It
Muwap
might
said
have
it
been
to
Muwap. It might have
Justice.
been
I think
Muwap.
Muwap
Yeah,
said it to
I think it was
Justice.
Muwap. I think it was
Yeah,
Muwap.
yeah, yeah. Because I'm
Right,
having the
but
text exchange go back in my head. I'm like, we said what?
yeah, and it's just like, maybe being conscious of what you're saying might not be the worst thing in the world.
Would be the worst. And then some words
Um,
just don't need to be said. Certain words, we just don't need to say those. We just keep those in the tuck.
yeah, absolutely. So, but I think but I like what he did with the Twitch card, right? It was put on for free, but then he even had a tweet was like, I'm super disappointed to see that like the stream was bootlegged on YouTube. And I'm just like, look, man, like you're just never going to
You
not
can't
have
stop
people
it.
do that.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of man, right? Like, I mean, we're
Right.
both Christians. Like, it's just like, I mean, not in this sense, the sinner's going to sin, or to use a Chris Rock joke, the tiger's going to go tiger.
Right. Right.
Like they're just like
100%.
people just can't help themselves. It's a free,
Mhm.
like you could have, if your people wanted to watch you, all you had to do was send them a link.
That's it.
Like you didn't have to bootleg it.
That's
And
it.
so, you're never going to get rid of bootlegging. It is what it is. Like that's
Right.
just going to be when you put on an event. If you put like we talked about this, Battle Palooza event in my plan.
Yeah.
You put that on pay per view, bro. Like it's gonna get bootlegged. Like you
It
got to
would.
factor in a certain amount of cost just for
Right.
those things.
You cannot stop pirating. Hollywood can't stop pirating. You that may stop it. You for sure cannot stop it. It's just part of the game.
Bruh, the NFL gets pirated.
And then-
Like, and
Yeah,
it's one of the
I've been scrolling TikTok and seeing somebody holding a PlayStation controller and act like looking like playing UFC 4 today, and it's the actual UFC event on the screen. Like there's no way to stop this. It's gonna
there's
happen.
no way to stop it, bro. Like Stream East, I think is what it's called. I don't listen. I don't get into it. Not my thing. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm the fool who's actually paying full price for all these things, so I don't have to worry about getting like the blue screen of death because like I clicked on the link on Stream East and now
Yeah.
hackers have taken over my device. So I pay for everything.
Mhm.
But like you're never gonna stop bootlegging. And so I don't necessarily know if the answer to stop bootlegging is, well, we just won't do pay-per-views anymore. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
like
not sure that's fair to people who want to watch but can't be there.
right. And taking away the live stream element, like it's a live stream world now. Like it is what you cannot remove that element if you want proper engagement with your content. Like most content is going to be engaged with this from a live stream. They're not going to get the same level of on demand. It's not the 1980s finals anymore, man. We're not
Man,
on tape delay anymore.
and something I try to explain to my wife now. When I was younger, I would tune into like when DVR first became a thing.
Mhm.
If I knew we were going to be out and about doing something, like I would DVR something. So like I never forget the year the Vikings with Favre made it to the NFC title game.
Yeah,
That might have been against the Saints.
it was. Yeah.
And like we had night service for church.
Mhm.
And like so I DVR'd like I think I forget what the AFC matchup was that year. I guess it was Colts, maybe Patriots. Like I DVR'd both games.
Yeah.
So I could then like social media wasn't really a big thing. So I didn't have to, Facebook was kind of like the pop in social media. So I was like, okay, I just want to be on Facebook today.
Yeah.
And when I get home from church, I'm going to watch both games because I wanted to see what happened.
Yeah.
Now, like I go to the movies during playoff games now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just find out what happened when I get out. Like, I might sneak a peek at my phone if there's like kind of a dull moment in the movie. So like, you're right. And it's like, sometimes if I miss a game, she's like, well, you're not going to go and watch it. I'm like, well, nah, like I know what happened.
Yeah. Right. I'll go listen to a podcast. They will tell me everything I need to know. Like
Twitter's going to keep me up to date on what I miss. And if I need to go to YouTube to watch like a highlights package, I'll do so. Mm-hmm. And I do feel like that you lose a little bit of that even with battle rap. Like with battle rap, like it's hard when URL drops 7 battles on the app.
Yeah.
I got work. I got home life. Like, I'll try to watch some battles in between doing some stuff at work, but like I can't lock in. Like battle rap is an art form where you're listening to words that have to make sense, right? So like I have to be able to lock in on Well, that rhyme scheme didn't make any sense, or that punchline didn't land. You know,
Right.
if I really want to talk intelligently about it. So yeah, I agree. Like I do think they got to find a way to, again, if that is an app, if that is, I don't know how you fix that part of it, but understand that you're never going to fix bootleg.
No, right, right, for sure, for sure. And like
I
you
mean,
said,
last
iBattle already kind of has the app structure nailed down. The app is incredible. Like what iBattle does is incredible. Like I don't know the margins on what they're making, but like it's been around for about 5, 6 years now.
it was
It
before
was
the
before the
pandemic.
URL. Yeah,
It was
yeah,
yeah, before
yeah,
URL app and before the pandemic. So it had to be
yeah.
like 20, maybe 2018,
Yeah, so
2019.
about 8 years now, they're still rolling. Like, and it's really impressive. And that app's always been like really good from the jump. I'm like, yo, this is a good app. So they already have the infrastructure for it, right? And I think their formula is pretty good. They run enough events to where like, and like, there's such a iBattle is like a culture inside the culture. They have their own thing going on, which is good for them because their people are funding it. People care about enough to fund it, and it's still going on. Like, it's very impressive to me. So the infrastructure is there. Just put it into place. It's got to put it in place. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. And last thing I'll say, and I said this too. I think part of that, one of the things Surf said that I was already saying prior to him in that space is this is no disrespect to some of these smaller leagues, but certain battles need to happen on certain platforms.
Mhm.
Um, I'm going to pick on Straight Drop again. I hope that their event is successful. I did feel bad for T Top with having basically the entire card call out sick, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But like Tess and War should be happening on Known.
Yeah.
Rum Nitty and Twerk, which I mean, I was privileged to be in person to see that battle live. It's one of the best battles I've ever seen. But prior to the little incident they had in the third round, but like their first two rounds, there's like 200 people in there, and it sounded like 1,000. That's how loud it was with people reacting. Like a battle of that magnitude for a rematch should be happening on URL. Shoddy Horror and Eunice, I brought that up. No disrespect. That should be happening on, at worst, OSBL, and at best on URL. Like, and it's no shot at these leagues. I think what Doc does with giving a spotlight for up and coming artists is dope.
Mm-hmm.
So if they said, well, Just Business 3 is going to be headlined by Eunice and Shoddy Horror, cool. But that's also because Doc has developed himself first as a trusted name in the culture. And through these cards, he's developing brand equity. Right. I have no idea what league Eunice and Shoddy Horror is on. When it drops.
Is it Public Influence? I can't remember.
I can look it up real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't think so, but
I know it's in Ohio, but it might not be Public Influence, I think.
No, it is. It is Public Influence. Okay. And again, Public Influence gave us JC and Ward.
Yeah.
They gave us Tay Rock and Quest.
Slade last weekend, Snake Out Swamp. Like Public Influence is moving into the space, and I feel like they're out the way enough to where I'm not mad at them. And they got the YouTube members thing now, right? It was like $5 for that event this weekend. I'm like, hey, you got it. I'm locked in for you.
But see, I guess my thing is this: if you have the funds for that, I would much rather see you take that money to URL and say, "I got a card."
I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I don't disagree with
that. I got a card, right? Like, I get it. Everybody wants to be the man, but sometimes you just got to be okay with being the man behind the scenes.
Yeah, right.
Like being the guy, like the worldwide West, right? Like the guy that's like, yo, do you know the guy who is the guy? Like that's the guy you need to know. Like there's a blessing in being that guy. There's something dope about being that guy.
It is. We all know Harry's name. I never seen Harry in my life. I know Harry was funding some great things,
Man, like the white guy who used to be at all the smack battles.
Yeah.
Like I think he was an investor, I believe. He was an investor. And as such, he just wanted to be on stage.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Cool. Fair enough. Yeah. Like we don't need to know that Gerald McCoy is funding these things. Like we don't need to know that. Like you can be in the shadows, my guy. Respectfully.
Right.
But anyway, man, that is my plan to fix battle rap. Like I said, I wanted to get your feedback on it. I wanted to be able to say it while my stream actually looks good.
Yeah.
But we can jump into the NFL draft, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think about that. What would be your plan to fix battle rap? I don't think it needs saving. I think it needs structure and order.
Yes.
Before we get into the NFL, I don't. This young man is very unhappy with OKC. We can't read that on online, but
I
shout out to
won't
my
say it,
pops
but
who's in
I,
the
I,
building.
I co-sign the sentiments.
Really?
I don't like those guys, man. I'm not a fan.
Why
Not a fan.
not?
I don't like the style of basketball they choose to engage with.
I
It
think that is I
bothers
think
me.
that is slightly overblown. I think people should have more of an issue with how they play defense than they do anything with
That's that's the main
foul
thing.
baiting.
Yeah, the defense playing that defense, but also having the foul baiting offense is the greatest foul baiter of all time on offense next to James Harden is like it gets to me. Like the Nuggets game, I'm not I don't really care about the Nuggets like that. But like that Nuggets game 7 last year, I'm like, yo, Caruso's just Jokic's in a bear hug, man. What it's two worlds that they have going on. And then they got Dort. They got Dort over there.
He's building a bad rep for himself. I will admit
Yeah.
that. I will
And
admit that.
I like Dort early on too. I thought he was a dog. I'm like, wait, when did you become this, bro? When did we become this? This wasn't the path I had for you.
So so I just want to say, first of all, shout out my guy. Apparently Cash, no, I can't shout out Cash because Cash apparently hates me to put that comment up there because you obviously want me to be very depressed all the time, single because my marriage is not going to survive running a battle rap league. There's also that.
You're smart enough to know
Uh,
better.
oh yeah, y'all.
Absolutely
Listen,
not.
listen. Never mind. I'm not going to say that because I don't want to offend nobody who might happen to see this someday. Anyway, so let's stick there for a second. So I think the thing about OKC that makes that they've tapped into, I don't want to call it a market inefficiency, but they have an understanding of how playoff basketball works,
100%.
which is we're going to let you get away with a lot more in the stuff you could not do in the regular season. And granted, they still play aggressive in the regular season, but I feel like they turn it up a little bit more in the postseason. The clutching, the grabbing, the shoving. There was a play in Pistons Magic. Was that last night, I think? Or 2 nights ago? I forget it was last night, 2 nights ago. One of the might have been Paolo. Paolo goes into the lane to get a shot at the rim, and they just grab him.
Yeah.
Midair. They grabbed him going up in midair, pulled him down, no whistle, no call. It becomes a full-on rugby scrum once the ball is loose. And then I think the Pistons end up coming away with it. And I was just like, well, dang. I mean,
Yeah.
apparently, like you going to the paint. Did you? And hey, ref, that's a foul. Are you bleeding? No. Play on. Like that seemed to be the rules of engagement for the game. And I feel like OKC just taps into that. Hey, we're playing prison ball.
They're very much like I said it last year or somebody. I was like, it's like they're playing like they're not gonna call everything. So just do it. Like it's very much what they do. It's very much their style. But then that one on the other end with his head fakes and his drama and his dramatics throws it off.
Yo, that's a real score?
How bad is it? How bad is it? Oh, I'm scared.
I went to ESPN to see like what games were being played.
Yeah.
It is the second quarter.
Okay.
Knicks Hawks
boy.
In Atlanta. I'm just going to let you get one guess of what you think this score is.
Ooh. Let's see. So you said second quarter?
6 minutes and 42 seconds left in the second quarter.
Ooh, okay. About, let's see, 63 to 20 or something?
Did you look that up?
No, I just guessed.
It is 62 to 22.
Oh, my God.
The Knicks are up.
Hold on.
Oh,
it's over.
They're up by 40.
Dream style. Oh, man. You'll always have the 2 wins, Atlanta. You always have those 2 wins.
Listen, I say this all the time. I put this on Twitter a lot. I know Bomani Jones has the hashtag beat him down. Atlanta, all you at this point, fight them. What else are you're going
Nothing else
home
to lose, man.
anyway.
Ruin.
You're going. You're down. This is game.
It's a rivalry anyway. Ruin their playoffs, man. Add some more heat. Put some more gasoline on the fire.
Listen,
Do something.
Dyson Daniels, Jonathan Kuminga. You ain't got nothing else to lose at this point.
Nothing.
Just go when he takes a jumper, full speed ahead. Just tackle him.
Yep.
Forearm shiver in his ribs.
He come in the paint. I'm talking Andrew Bynum, JJ Barea.
Dog. No, I'm talking like Kurt Rambis on Kevin McHale. Like I am trying, like, bruh, like this is
something. Show me some pride. Show some heart.
I can't. Like that's a UConn women's basketball game score.
Yeah.
Like that is unbelievable.
That can't happen. That can't happen. By the way, I think Jalen Johnson's gonna make All NBA, and he's gonna ask for a supermax. Hawks gonna have to tell him, absolutely not, young man. Absolutely not. Nope.
Not here. Not here. Not now. Try again next year. Oh my God.
Like, you know how unlucky it is they traded Trae Young's contract just for Jalen Johnson to make All NBA. It's like, yo, what we supposed to do, man? Like, what? Come on.
Don't give him the supermax. You don't give him the supermax. That's what you do.
They better not.
They just say, look, if I got to trade you, dog, it was 40-15 in the first quarter. Like I just don't even know. Like
they were down 2-1, and people thought the Knicks were over. And I'm like, yeah, man, 2-1 is like that's one win away from just a tied series, and then what? Oh, my neighbor, my apartment neighbor's a Knicks fan. I just heard him scream. He's excited.
Dog, listen, look at. I'm gonna give you the plus minuses.
Oh yes, please.
For the Knicks.
Yes, please.
This is unbelievable. First off, OG Anunoby is 9 for 10. Mikal Bridges is 7 for 9. Jalen Brunson's Mikal Bridges is 7 for 9.
Oh no.
Brunson is 4 for 6. But the plus minus, like this has got to set a record. Just for the starters. I haven't gotten to the bench yet. The starters. OG plus 40. Cat, mind you, who's 0 for 2 with only 3 points. His only 3 points that came from field goals. He's plus 30. Josh Hart plus 29. Mikal plus 38. Jalen plus 35.
Oh no.
I am shocked, bro. I am shocked. I got to get off this page. Because I'm they're up by 50 now. It's 72-22.
Oh God. Nah, that's not. At the crib though?
At the
in your house?
Man, that crowd gonna like COVID hit it by halftime.
Over. It's over.
Nope, they gonna be social distancing by halftime.
Yo, it's a Thursday night in Atlanta. Somebody got the whole weekend off, and they going to the city. It's over. Yeah,
man, they're not even going to Magic City tonight. They probably if you a Hawk, you probably can't even get into a Magic City tonight. Nah. Like you gonna have to get them lemon pepper wings to go, my guy. Like you don't deserve it tonight.
Go to Waffle House.
Are you kidding me?
You want to Waffle House after the game tonight? Yeah, this is bad.
This is a Waffle House performance. This is absolutely a Waffle House performance. Oh my God.
Bad.
That's crazy.
The Hawks are down 50 points. She shook her head in shame. 50 points.
I am legitimately stuck. I don't even know what to think. That is unbelievable.
That's so many points.
It's so many. For an NBA game. Like, this isn't like Quinnipiac versus Duke.
Yeah. Like, I thought Portland scoring, 18 points in the second half the other night was bad. And somehow the Hawks said, no, we can top that.
15 in the first quarter.
You're a 6 seed. Like, you made the adult playoffs.
The adult playoffs is hilarious.
Like, you sat there like a grown up. It's how you gonna go out.
Oh my God. That is. Can you imagine if you placed a bet on the Hawks to cover? I don't know what the spread is. But if you bet, do they have to? I don't see them listed here on ESPN, but if you had them to cover, even if you put first half cover, I'm pretty sure you just turned the TV off and just went to bed. There's no reason to even watch anymore.
You do anything else with your life.
That is cool. I am shocked. All right. So we're going to pivot. Obviously, the Knicks are going to be going on to the second round.
That's right.
Um, they're likely going to face the Celtics, who are up 3-2 on the Sixers.
Toxic.
Shout out to.
Toxic.
Hold on. What do you mean by toxic? What are you
Oh,
getting at?
that's Celtics Knicks series. That's gonna be some toxic hoops. I'm here for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Listen,
yeah.
I've been putting hashtag real hate.
Yes.
We're going to get some real hate. We're getting real hate in that series, and I cannot wait. Like that's probably one of the few things that the NBA is truly missing these days is teams who really hate each other. I'm
Yeah.
hoping we get Spurs OKC because that's going to restore the feeling of what real hate feels like just between Chet and Wemby on its
Oh
own.
my God.
Winning 4 out of 5, they're going to be the Spurs are going to be feeling real chesty. They feel like they are the best team in the NBA, and they're going to get a chance to prove it if they face OKC. Yeah, man, that's going to be good. That's going to be good. So you think the Celtics pull it out tonight and get that final win?
Yeah. See, if they were down, this thing with the Celtics, right? If they were down 3-2, they'd be a game 7 because that's what Jason and Jaylen Brown do. They just play game 7s for no reason when they're up 3-2. When they're down, they go down 3-2 and then play game 7s. That's what those two guys do. It's their favorite thing to do. But when they're up 3-2 and it's the Sixers, they don't respect the Sixers. Honestly, going to 6 games with the Sixers, it probably disappoints them. They're gonna hurt them tomorrow night. But I was glad to see Embiid get one monster playoff game at least. Because that guy, man, like it's gone from a thing where I was critical of Embiid to where I'm like, man, I just feel bad for you. Like everything's happened to you. Like everything.
I mean, appendicitis, right? That's what he had to have his appendix taken out.
Yes, he's had appendicitis, the foot injury to start his career, the meniscus when he had the bloody knee. Remember that? Ben Simmons, and then Bell's palsy.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
I'm like, all of it, like just everything's happened to you.
And the crazy thing is I feel like Ben Simmons. Who went to the finals the year that they lost to the Hawks? Because that's the year the Hawks made it to
Bucks. That was the Bucks.
He absolutely cost them a finals run. 100%. And
I'm
who
mad.
knows?
We've never gotten an Embiid Giannis playoff series, and that bothers me deeply. We've never seen it.
Yeah. That's a year where there are a couple of teams probably feel like that could have been our chip, right? The Nets with KD's foot wearing one size too big on the line, and then the Sixers. I think the Sixers were the 2 seed that year. I think they were the 2 seed that year.
I think so. Yeah,
they were no worse than a 3.
Right.
But I think they were the 2 or 3 seed, and they probably I think if they meet the Bucks in the finals, I think they win that. Or in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think they win that series.
Yeah. Series, man. I still remember watching Ben Simmons pass that ball. And I was like, bro, what are we doing?
It's the most baffling thing I've ever, because he was at the rim. Like he literally could have just jumped and like he's 6'11". Like he could have laid it. He could have dunked it actually. He didn't have to even lay it up. He could have dunked it, and he got spooked because of Trae Young.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I had one of my homies say, he just needs to go play like in the G League, and I'm like, that's not going to fix him. His problem, I think, honestly, it was it became a tick.
Yeah,
it became a tick. Like he became Chuck Knobloch, he became Rick and Keel, right? Where they couldn't throw the ball. Like Knobloch couldn't throw the ball from second base to first base anymore, and Keel lost his ability to pitch. For those who didn't know, Rick and Keel was like a hot shot prospect who. He lost his control, and it almost derailed his career. He ended up going to the minors, coming back as a outfielder, and I think he won a World Series with St. Louis. I think one of those years they won, he was on the team. But man, like that is kind of crazy that we never got Kobe and LeBron in the finals. We never got Giannis and Embiid in a Western Conference Finals, or just the playoffs. Period.
Yeah,
that is sad.
This is out of the league. He's not in the league. And it's so crazy. He got kids though. He got kids. He had kids in the league. Shout out to the Thompson twins.
Oh no, don't do that to the time. They at least will take the shot. They'll
They'll take the
shoot.
shot. I like them. They will take the shot. I like both those kids. They're the Ben Simmons I was promised. I was a big Ben Simmons guy. Like there they are. These are the future. These are what I was promised. But yeah, they'll take the shots. It's ain't gonna make them. They ain't gonna shoot them though.
So actually, we got one more game on the slate tonight that we haven't discussed. That is Nuggets and Timberwolves. I mean, the Nuggets are going. There's no way
Listen,
they lose a series with no Anthony Edwards.
I don't care what's wrong with Nikola Jokic. You better not lose this series, brother. I'm telling you right now. You better not lose to, like, I love James James. You better not lose to the number one option, James McDaniels. You better not. I'm telling you right now. There will be no recovery
Yeah,
from that.
I don't care if Io DeSumo goes for
Uh,
83.
Jamal, you better go for 84.
You better not lose. You better like it. It is. I don't want to call it a choke job, but it would be one of the more shocking losses in playoff history, though.
Yes.
To lose
Yes.
to a team that doesn't have its best player and who somebody else said this, and I echo these sentiments. As much as it would be a fun story to see the Timberwolves win, I absolutely need them to lose these next two games because them going to play San Antonio with no Anthony Edwards is just going to be. I mean, we're going to get what's going on right now between Knicks and Hawks, which is 50 point margin of victories. I still cannot believe that.
Although I will say I would like to see the Victor and Rudy Gobert playoff matchup. I want to know, like, I can't tell if they're like if Vivek looks like the OG or if he's like you in the way, bro. Like, I really want to know what the relationship is between the two of them, and I think it'd come out in the series.
That's interesting. Like,
because Rudy, Vic's made comments about Rudy. I've never heard Rudy say anything. Like, remember Vic came out, I was like, yeah, I hope he enjoys those. That's his last depoy. Hope he knows that's his last one. And he was right, by the way.
He was right.
Single lie. No,
he was
no
right.
lie told.
I mean, what's crazy is like I'm trying to think who can Rudy guard in that series. Like obviously styles make fights. I don't know who Rudy can guard.
He's gonna try to guard Big Vic. It's not gonna work. He's gonna try it though.
Well, I mean, the thing is though, like they got Vic running off picks. Like Vic is coming off of screens, catching the ball and then going. So like, and you can't. It's not like Rudy can play drop coverage because Vic's going to shoot.
Yeah, I don't see the hate. But yeah, no, Nuggets Spurs is a much more interesting series because as bad as this Timberwolves matchup is, the Timberwolves matchup is weird for the Nuggets, right? The Timberwolves have the number. They beat them. They got the number. Thanks to Tim Connolly, the genius who built the monster and then destroyed the monster. One of the wildest GM moves I've seen.
Well, they showed like a stat. I think it wasn't after their win, but like the last Nuggets loss, where like Jokic was like something like 7 for 26 or something. It was something crazy.
Yeah.
Like Rudy has been taking his lunch.
Yeah,
he's been taking his lunch, and quiet as kept. Timberwolves Nuggets is one of the best rivalries in the NBA. Like it doesn't. Because there's not a bunch of championship pedigree in the history of the franchises, people don't really talk about it. But like at a certain point in the season, they were like 14-13 again, like 14 wins, 13 losses. One of them was one game above 500. Like in terms of points scored, it was pretty even. It's a really good rivalry that is, at least in the regular season and in the playoffs, has produced some really compelling basketball. So that's why it really sucked that Ant-Man got hurt, because I do think the series probably ends in 6 if he's healthy, and can go. But yeah, we need Wemby and Jokic, just because for nothing more than if you remember the last time they played each other, where that was I think that was a game with the overtime. You had Jokic hitting that fadeaway shot over Wemby, which is like, So yeah, we need Nuggets and Spurs in the second round.
Yeah, it's weird because as bad as the Nuggets are, like I don't. Right, as bad as they have looked in this series, I don't count them out against the Spurs because you have something that Wemby has to guard somebody. Like he can't float; he's got to be on Jokic the whole time, which that frees up a lot of things. That's kind of the way to help to stop the Spurs. Like Wemby got to guard somebody. You got to have a center he has to respect. If you don't, then he'll just hold Stephon Castle in guarding position. I was like, you can do that. you can just you can just you can just hold your man's right there. That's a good play. It's a good play, Vic. But yeah, no,
Man.
the second round of this playoffs gonna be fun, man. Especially in the that specifically OKC and Houston, LA. That's we won't need to worry about that. We won't need to.
So I think it depends on if the Lakers can win and then they can get Luca back. I think Lakers Thunder
Mhm.
could be good TV. That could be good TV if they are fully assembled.
Mm.
So I mean, but they got
Yeah,
to finish the job. I don't know if KD's going to be healthy enough to come back in Game 6. So you don't want to go Game 7 though. I think that might be a little bit too much for the Lakers if we go to Game 7,
yeah,
even with
yeah.
LeBron, just because
Agreed.
AR is still trying to get back in shape. You may or may not. I don't know if Luca, if there's any reporting on if Luca will be back for Game
I
7 if
think
necessary. But
I think Sham said he'd be out. He wasn't gonna play in round two, but then he deleted it because somebody probably texted him, "Hey, okay, get that out of here." And then he had to, yeah,
mm,
I think that's probably what happened. But yeah, I'm very curious. Like you said, if Luca's there is interesting. Although I will say, Luca and Austin Reeves on defense, both of them is not going to go well. I don't think. Like both of them. See, and that's my thing. I was telling my Lakers and I said, "Hey, man, you can't have both of those guys. You not in the playoffs. You can't. It can't be both of them. That's a lot.
so
That's
I think
a lot of
so
barbecue chicken."
here's the thing I'll say though. I feel like the Lakers before the injuries were playing really good defense though. Like they were
Mm,
figuring
right.
some things
Yeah,
out.
that's
Now,
right.
now
Yeah.
here's what I say, right? Playoff basketball, it looks a lot different. We're going to talk about a team where it looks a lot different here in just a second. First of all, everybody knows how I feel about Doris Burke Low. So I mean, I don't respond to Doris Burke slander because what
Sanders
how does the
Doris,
saying
brother.
go? I don't know. I mean, people have been hating on my girl. People, my friends know I love Doris Burke. I loved her before Drake made it, tried to make it popular and try to
That
step in on
was
my territory. But I, what doesn't need to be said doesn't be understood, or what's understood doesn't need to be
they need
said.
to
I
be said.
think is the
Yeah,
saying. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. People know. People know what time it is with me and Doris. That's my girl. But speaking of teams maybe underachieving, are the Pistons going to go full Atlanta Hawk here?
man, man,
Are
like
they
that.
gonna?
Those are teams that don't even want their coach.
Okay, so you can let me know if I'm off on this because I had
Yeah.
this thought. When this series started, I went, whoever loses this series, their coach might get fired. Like
Yeah.
I feel like with JB Bickerstaff, it might be okay, thanks for the memories. Thank you for making us respectable, but we probably need to get a coach who can take us to the next level. And for Jamal Mosley, it's well, our best player doesn't like you, and we're not getting rid of him.
Right. Right. Let me tell you something. Is JB Bickerstaff and Kenny Atkinson both losing the first round after kind of getting fired, traded for each other? It would be one of the funniest things to see. That would be so funny. Like, because
Crazy.
JB got out of Cleveland, and I don't know if you saw some of those stories when JB left. He was like upset. He was like, I think who was it, Mobley or Allen was hurt, and they didn't want to get a shot, like the the big whatever shot they do for that, and he was very upset about that. And I'm like, oh, JB thinks they soft. Okay, understood. If they lose, it was I told y'all. But
Mm.
also, yeah, this Detroit thing, man, it's like they had flaws. I didn't think they were going far because it was like I don't know if I can go with Cade having to do everything. Um, and no real number two option. Like Tobias Harris can't be our number two option in any circumstances in the NBA. It can't be. That can't be what it is. That can never be. That can never be the answer. Is not Tobias Harris as your number two option. But I didn't think it show up in the first round because I got to give France a shout out. France said, "Yo, I got the magic," and I was like, "Bro, they don't even like their coach. Like Paolo doesn't even like Jamal Mosley. They lost in the play-in. They got smoked in one of the play-in games. Like they made playoffs on accident, bro. Like I don't see them winning. But apparently they saw a team that's like because the team they're similar, right? It's like defense first, grit, all that good stuff. And then you got one floor spacer, except one team's floor spacer is Luke Kennard and the others is Desmond Bain.
Yeah,
Big difference.
yeah. Big difference.
Difference.
Big difference. Big difference. Listen, I so sorry. This question just I'm gonna love somebody get to that question just a second. Um, on another podcast, I was asked, I think thankfully after we stopped taping, like, who do you think is going to make the finals? And I didn't have a great answer because this is at the start of the season.
Mm.
But I said Orlando and I think Denver. think is who I went with.
Yeah.
And I went with Orlando because I thought all they needed was a shooter. They went and got Desmond Bain. The team they pushed. Who was that? The Knicks, right in the first. No, the Celtics. They pushed the Celtics in the first
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
They made it an interesting series, and I was like, yeah, I think they're finally gonna get healthy. Well, no, they weren't healthy, and then the team massively underachieved. And the Magic remind me of myself a little bit in
Mm.
this regard that I am intelligent, but in school, especially in high school, I did not always show that I was intelligent. I would not do my work. I wouldn't do the
Yeah.
work. And so, my senior year, I said, I want to go to college maybe. So it might be good if I actually show that I can do work. Like
Yeah.
if I get good grades. And so my senior year, I never had below a 3.5
Mm.
my senior year. Now, mind you, this was after years of 2.0s, 1.7s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Getting by.
Hey,
Yeah.
Los. Yeah, I mean, not getting by. I mean, under like surviving, doing
Survive.
just enough to
Right.
pass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and so it's like, oh well, yeah, I know I'm gonna do the work now. And I feel like the Pistons with the regular, the Magic with the regular season were just kind of like, yeah, okay, sure. I mean, they had must-win games that they could have avoided the play in, and they were getting smoked. Like they were getting
Yeah.
dog walked
It was bad.
in must-win games to end the regular season. Like you said, they lost the game in probably. Wait, who did they lose to in the play-in in that first one?
That's it. I forgot.
Who was the seventh seed?
Wasn't the Hornets? Was it the Hornets? No, it wasn't the Hornets.
No, because they smoked the Hornets.
The Heat.
Who was
Did the Heat? No, it wasn't the Heat.
the Sixers.
Sixers, that's right. Lost Tyrese
Sixers.
Maxey. It was just Tyrese Maxey. No one else played. It was just Maxey.
No Joel Embiid. Yeah, they got smoked by the Sixers.
And it was bad.
And so
it was bad.
And so it just looked like it was all set up on the platter for the Hornets, who have been a really good story to make the playoff, the actual, as you said, the adult playoffs, make it to the adult table.
Yeah.
And then they got smoked. And it was just like, oh well, the Pistons will take care of them real easy. And then what do you know? Paolo, who was a laughing stock for most of the season, especially in the playoff, and Paolo basically said, I guess he heard what y'all been saying.
Yeah, Paolo adjusted his game mid-year. I'm like, oh, after the All-Star break, I'm like, hey, yeah, I think your coach probably wants you to do that. I don't know what you're mad at him for. Like, maybe you should not be inefficient. Maybe you should take smarter shots. And he decided to take smarter shots. I'm like, okay, good job. Like, do that. Keep doing that, right?
Keep doing that.
My thing with Paolo, when they were talking about Paolo and Jamal to get along, I'm like, Paolo, you're not even playing good enough to even behave in this manner, brother. You're not doing enough to behave in such a way, big dog. You're not. But yeah, that's the Magic. I think the Magic are gonna get the Pistons out of here. Also, Jalen Duren, please do it for yourself, bro. Do it for yourself.
Yeah,
bro.
I think that's the most disappointing part of the series. I mean, he averaged like 17 and 10.
Yeah.
And I think he's averaging like 11 or 12 right now, like 5 points below his average. Honestly, right now, Beef Stew is playing much better than Jalen Duren, even if it doesn't show up in the point totals. He's playing better defense. They don't really run plays for him, but he's making good plays out of the pick and roll. He's finishing at the rim, something that Jalen was really good at, but is seemingly struggling with right now in this first round. Look, maybe it's styles make fights.
Right.
It's Orlando is still a good defensive team, like you said. And so when it's easy to rack up 60 wins when you're playing against a team on the third night of a back-to-back who didn't get a chance to really scout you versus a team who can now say, okay, we're not going to make you play with your dominant hand tied behind your back. Beat us with your left.
Yeah. And that's the thing too with the parity era. Like the NBA is so much more matchup dependent than it ever was. Right? Like just because you're the one seed doesn't mean anything anymore. Like if that team matches up well with you, you might be out of here. Like it's changed so much with that. It used to be a 1 seed, 8 seed, we know what's gonna happen. Man, they might win a game or two at school. But now it's like it's really everything is matchup based. Like it's all matchup based. Like a couple years ago when who was it? I'm sorry. When the Mavericks made the finals the other year, a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
If it's Mavericks Nuggets instead of Mavericks Wolves, the Nuggets are going back to the finals. Like that's just what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The Thunder weren't ready for Luke and the Mavericks. the Nuggets, there was nothing they were going to do with Jokic. That was going to go bad. That was going to go poorly, right? Like the Nuggets would have been back to the finals. This is all about your match. How that matchup table is everything. It's everything now.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. Speaking of interesting matchups, I think the Cavs are up there. They're up 3-2 on the Raptors. They're going tomorrow night in Toronto. Can we get a good James Harden game in the closeout? Can we just get
closeout? I could see that. I could see a closeout game. I'm not gonna lie. I really want another Game 7 James Harden. I just want to add another one to the rest. Let's put another one on the books so we can keep this Dwayne Wade talk at a minimum. Let's just do it again.
So I think the problem here though is Donovan Mitchell is so good.
That's what I want to see. I want to see like can Donovan Mitchell be so good he can carry James Harden through a Game 7? Because I believe if you get James Harden through a Game 7, that's half a ring. At least half a ring.
But hold up. Does the bubble? I know a lot. I hate to even engage in this talk, but does the bubble count? Because James Harden had that moment in the bubble.
Yeah,
where I think that was a Game 7 where like he made the. I think that was against the Thunder. Was it?
Yeah. The Chris Paul Thunder. Yeah. That's his one. That's his Mona Lisa. That was a beautiful moment. I remember that.
His Mona Lisa is crazy. His Mona Lisa is crazy in the bubble. For goodness sakes,
that was a good series too. Because I remember Game 6, Chris Paul was like, some people are built for the moments. And then James Harden was more built for the moment in Game 7. Like, ooh, Chris. I'm ugly, bro. It's a little ugly.
By the way, there was a little bit of a scuffle in Atlanta. So maybe they got somebody. I'm trying to think. Was it Dyson Daniels?
There we go.
Was it Dyson Daniels? Mitchell Robinson was one of the people who got ejected.
There we go.
For fighting.
Take a stand. At some point, you got to just stand up and say, my night's going to end one way or another.
Man, I'm going home with something. To quote Denzel.
I'm going to Cancun with something. All right.
Oh, this is crazy. It's not. It's just halftime. It's 83-36.
Oh, they got 30. They got to the 30s. That's good. You know what's messed up? Thibodeau would have played them starters 40 minutes too in this game. Thibodeau would have ran the Hawks out.
Like dog, but for real, like the lead is so big, like you really could start the second half with the bench. Like you could empty the bench right now if you're the Knicks. And like, look, if they get it within, let's say they go on a 15-0 run, and it's now 83-51. Like you're still up 24. I guess you could bring the starters back at that point. But like, yeah, you could probably. You for sure could probably run the whole fourth quarter with your bench. Like I wouldn't even minutes restriction. Like I probably let them get like 5 minutes of burn, and then I'm calling it.
Deuce McBride, you're getting 24 minutes in the second half, brother. It's your time.
It's your time.
It's your time.
It is your time, man. So last cool thing we get out of here with the with NBA. We can talk a little bit about the draft.
Yes.
My homie Lowe said, "Is Steve Kerr done in Golden State?" It feels like it.
I think so.
Listen. I said this with Loso when we talked about the NBA at the midseason point. If the Warriors are truly light years ahead, like Joe Lacob claims they are, they trade Steph Curry. They tell him thanks for the memories. We love you. We'll send you wherever we want to go. Because then I feel like I saw a basketball content creator, talk about them getting the Expendables together.
No, all of them.
I think they talked about like LeBron. I feel like there was like LeBron and Kawhi. I didn't like actually watch the content. I just saw them mention the Expendables because they were talking. Because I know there's been rumors that LeBron is going to go to Golden State once the season is up, and I'm just like, nah, dog. Like that doesn't make Golden State better. They still don't have a bench. Yeah, trade Steph, man. Like you got to realize when it's over. You have to realize when things have run their course. And I get it. You'll continue to run Steph out there because it'll net you a couple of extra million or billion at the end in tickets and jersey sales and all this other stuff. But for what? You're going to be a 10 seed again. Maybe LeBron gets you to an 8 seed in the play-in.
Yeah. because
You're still
um
not going to be better than Denver, OKC. Depending on what happens with Minnesota, you still might not be better than them.
yeah, and it's a thing where like like the idea of Jimmy, Draymond, and Steph in the playoffs. I'm like, hey man, if you're a young team, like you don't want to run into that. Like that's like last year. I'm like that's a lot of brain power that I just don't think, and a lot of experience. I don't think like if they were healthy versus Houston, right? I'm like Houston, you can't. You have nothing on a healthy Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond in your first time in the playoffs. That's just too much mental like experience, too much
But
power in the playoffs. I thought that series
but
would have been
wait, they were healthy. Steph didn't get hurt until the Minnesota series.
last year.
Yeah, they beat. Remember, they
That
beat
was the
Houston
series.
in 7 games. They beat. Remember, they beat Houston. That was a 7 game series.
Oh,
They
I'm
beat Houston
tripping.
in
I'm
Game Seven,
tripping. I'm tripping.
right?
I
So
remember
they
Jimmy broke his hip one of them series. Is that Minnesota when Jimmy broke his hip?
nah, he was healthy for that. Steph hurt his was it quad or thigh? He strained his like thigh muscle in like game 2, maybe.
Yeah.
I
What
think I
series did
think
Jimmy? Because Jimmy was playing through like some hip injury in one of those series. It might have been.
probably
It might have been
Jimmy.
Minnesota. It might have been Minnesota. It might have been Minnesota.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
always banged up. He's
He
always
is, and
banged
that's the
up.
problem. And like he has the ACL tear. I'm like, brother, y'all gotta let this go. It's over. Like it's really over. And like it's a thing where I would love to see Steph play for one team his whole career. I would love to see Steph just play with one team, but also like you said, you gotta move on at some point. And I think you straight into Minnesota and like Ant and Steph are gonna go crazy together. That's my vote. That's my vote.
You
I'm
said
a
Steph
fight
and who?
Steph and Ant stuff. Please. I love
I
you,
saw a
Mike Conley,
picture.
but please give Ant a point guard. That's not
I
Mike Conley.
saw a picture of Ant and Ja,
Man, what could
and
have
I'm
been?
like, that might be just a little bit too much blackness, guys.
That's we can't have that. We
We
can't have
can't.
that. No.
I mean, Ant, he comes across as a really good leader, but
Ant, yeah, Ant gets the most out of his guys. Like I
yeah,
think Ant gets the most out of those guys. Like we never like Ant believed in Ant had Cat's back. Like Ant showed up and Ant was the big homie.
Ant
And
was
maybe
the
look
big
at Cat and
homie,
maybe look at Cat in a very different way. Like Cat, you supposed to be
and
the big
that's
homie, bro. Like this can't be. But those guys like Ant gets everybody up. Look, Ant said, "Yo, they got KD, we got Jay McDaniels." He was a prophet. We didn't know. We thought he was just bigging his man's up, but he really like, hey, look at Jaden. You
yeah,
know,
but I feel like Ja needs to be in an environment with a so Ja
yeah, John
could
needs.
benefit maybe from being like Golden State.
Yes, yes,
Maybe. I just feel like he just might be that kid who's just too hard headed.
yeah.
Like
Miami's
he's
the
the
best bet.
kid.
Miami's really the
Miami?
best bet. But
No.
Pat Riley's gonna ask him for a fade at some point. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, yeah, it's not gonna end
Like
well.
that's the problem. Like
That's a potential Spreewell Carlissimo situation. I don't think we can allow that. Because if you choke out Pat Riley, first of all, you're getting excommunicated from the league. You're done.
that's a fact.
Like that, yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's a
yeah.
fact.
I feel like if you put him in Golden State because Draymond is so crazy, that might be the thing. Like he needs like a scared
Well,
straight moment.
here's the thing about that, right? He goes to go. Is this in the trade Steph scenario? Because if Steph's gone, Draymond might retire. He's not doing basketball
Oh
without
yeah.
Steph Curry.
Listen, Draymond is going to commit aggravated assault without if you put him and Ja on the same team with no Steph, there no.
There
We
is
can't.
nothing funnier than watching like the lineup when Steph Curry's out. It's like, oh yeah, Draymond's suddenly out too. I'm like, I bet he is. I bet he is. Draymond's not playing without Steph. He's not here for that. You know?
Yeah, I think they need to trade Steph. Man, Steph in Minnesota would I would feed families.
It would.
He would
It
probably
would.
be in hell because he would have to spend a winter in Minnesota after spending it in
That's
San Francisco for an
that's
eternity.
rough.
But
That's rough.
I could, man, a crunch time lineup with Jaden, Steph, Rudy, and I
Listen,
don't name who's the fifth. I'm not sure it
it
really matters.
doesn't matter
Maybe
at all.
Nas. Although I'm pretty sure Nas somebody's got to go. So maybe
Nas will
Nas
probably
gets
go.
traded.
Like I think Io's plays so good, you probably could dangle him out there. So you gotta let Io go. And like that would hurt your bench depth, but also we'll figure that out. We'll
We'll
figure it
figure it
out.
out. We'll figure it out. Oh man, that would be
Because Ant,
amazing.
like I said, Ant's proven to be a clutch player. We all know what Steph does. Like it'd get ugly.
Be amazing.
It would.
Be amazing.
It
Be
would.
amazing. All right, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think about the NBA. Like, yeah, I forgot to tell you who Mitchell Robinson got into the fight with. Let me see if I can
Oh,
find it out real quick and we can move on. Yo, that's great, man. I've never thought about that. But yeah, they should absolutely trade him, Los.
yeah.
Let's see if I can find out who Mitchell Robinson got. It was Dyson Daniels.
There we go.
It
Big
was Dyson
Australia.
Daniels. I mean, they're just bareheading each other. Like it's not really nothing crazy, to be
Mm,
honest with you. I'm
fair
not
enough.
sure. I think Dyson was just like, I'm ready to go home. Although Mitchell
Yeah,
tried to
man.
bug back at him a little bit.
It's a long flight in Australia, man. Australia's a long way away.
They, don't get me started about the freaking Niners having to play. All because the Rams don't have a home field advantage when we play them. Freaking babies. Anyway,
Y'all playing the Rams in Australia?
to open the
I didn't know
season.
that.
This is why the season's starting on Wednesday this year.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
The season's starting on Wednesday and Thursday. The Niners and Rams in Australia will take place. I think they said round trip is like 32 hours.
Oh,
No
it's Russian
bye,
football.
by the way. No bye. So week 1 Thursday, and then fly. Now, mind you, I think you gain time back because you're going ahead
Yeah.
in time to get to
Right,
Australia.
right.
You gain time back. Who cares? The jet lag has got to be crazy. Like they can't practice until like Monday.
Right.
Or yeah. So it's gonna be a short week of practice after flying 32 hours. Anyway,
And then they got to come back to the substations. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
try not to say anything that my mama wouldn't be embarrassed to hear me say on live TV on the internet.
Sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
yeah, okay,
My bad.
yeah. So NFL drafts. Speaking of, what do you think of what Philly did in the draft?
Um, here's the thing. Everyone always says every move Philly makes is the greatest move ever. Right? I'm fully aware of this fact. But because I'm aware of that fact, I'm like, I mean, we'll see what happens. Like, I still have a little bit of receiver fear because I watched the draft Jalen Reagor and Nelson Aguilar. Now, Nelson Aguilar did help win the Super Bowl, but he was still Nelson Aguilar, It's a lot of pain that came with that. So I've seen us do things. And I didn't really watch Makai too much in college, but seeing his build, a 5'9" guy, I'm like, I don't like the small receivers that much. I like 6 foot and up, right? But knowing that offense coordinator is apparently one of these Shanahan tree guys, a lot of motion, get guys in open space and go. Let's do it. Cool. Because if you're drafting 5'9" guy, and obviously AJ Brown is gonna go play for the adulterer in New England. This is what you got, which the offense is gonna look different. The offense is gonna look different. So
I wasn't prepared for the adulterer. I wasn't ready for that. The adulterer is crazy. I like Makai Lemon. He is really good. He played really well. Now, here's the one fear. When he played Notre Dame, he got lined up against man, I can't think of my guy 15 for Notre Dame. He's like an All-American cornerback too. So I apologize that I'm blanking on his name. I can see his face. But yeah, he got lined up against him and it was curtains. Like that was it.
See, that's the thing with small guys, man. Unless your footwork is Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, like you can get shut down. And then and now we're like, okay, what are we doing? But like I said, I think going to another small guy because Devontae's tall but he's slim, right? So it's like clearly the plan is to have some kind of really quick hitting, get guys in the open space offense, which I'm here for. I don't think I've seen a lot of open, like just wide open receivers in these Nick Sirianni years. I don't think I've seen those. Like just wide, like just 49ers guys. This is look at all that space he has. I don't think I've seen that too much in Philly. So I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing that this year. And we'll see what happens from my mental health.
I like Eli Stowers though.
Yeah. People tell me they like to draft. This is the least draft study I've done this year. Honestly, I've been kind of over a lot of it.
I mean,
the draft is too late, man. This is end of April. This is put this thing back in the beginning of April, man. Please.
It's not that, but the fact that they split it up over what 3 days now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and even like the thing that was frustrating for me as a Niners fan, one of the things was having to wait all evening long. It's like 10:30 at night. I'm ready to go to sleep.
Right.
And then they trade back. And so I'm like, well, dang, now I got to step another 15 minutes. And then they trade out of the first round completely. And I'm like, bro,
Why
y'all
was I
could have
here?
just like told us, like
Yes,
put us in the group chat, bro, and just
for
tell us,
real,
like, we not, hey, man, don't even worry about tonight, bro. Just come back tomorrow.
for real.
Go ahead, head to the crib, pack it up, holler at us in the morning. And I'd have been like, bet, I would appreciate that.
Yeah,
But I stayed up all night for y'all to trade back twice. And then when you get your opportunity to make a selection,
yeah.
you take a dude. Granted, I've heard of Deshaun Stribling, but like I wasn't. I was thinking like Denzel Boston. I'm trying to think who else went in that second round at wide receiver. I was like, oh yeah, I would like that guy. Like I think Jacoby Lane went maybe third round. Like I'm thinking of like some other names that I'd
Yeah.
heard of in the
Yeah.
pre-draft process, and you go Deshaun Stribling, and people start laughing at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I feel like, and the problem is, there's been a lot of conversation. I know Kyle made mention in the post draft press conference about guys on Twitter, and it's like, okay, Kyle, listen, let me put you up on game. You ain't got the track record to be talking about guys on Twitter who
Yeah.
just kind of running off at the mouth. If you had the track record of making good picks, you have
Right.
not had a Pro Bowl player on from a skill position standpoint since Brandon Ayuk. That Brandon Ayuk was the first player that you signed in a minute that to a second contract that was a first or second round pick. Like if you go pull up their draft history, you sir do not have the cachet to sit up here and criticize folk who are criticizing you. You don't.
Yeah. It's
You
a
don't.
weird thing with Lynch and Shanahan. I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, keep going. No, you good.
Lynch and Shanahan, because like they are clearly a good tandem, and like John Lynch done a great job in that role. Shanahan's obviously he's Kyle Shanahan. He should have been coach of the year last year. If I'm being totally honest with you, that was ridiculous what he did last year with all the injuries. But like you said, like y'all still the dudes that trade all picks for Trey Lance. Like a decision that would get most people fired. Like there's not a lot of coach GM surviving trading three picks for a
Three
guy
first round picks.
who you played 3 games, maybe not give too many games.
I think 3 is the appropriate amount. It's
Like,
either 2 or 3.
Yeah, like who played 3 games and you replace them with the last pick in the draft. Like people don't survive those kind of decisions. So I did see him with the like, oh yeah, guys on Twitter say this and that. I'm like, this is it sounds like you think you're the smartest person in the room. And that's what Bill Belichick thought. And he had a nice run of nothing on offense. Like a good run of bad draft picks.
Suffers from what I call smartest man in the room syndrome. He suffers from it. And my thing is like, when you think about the Niners, yes, the injuries have hurt them a lot, but if you had drafted better, you would have the proper depth that when those injuries took place, you would have had quality players to replace them. They could be the Chiefs of the NFL had they simply drafted better.
Right.
And they simply made better both in free agency too, because they whiffed on free agency. Had they simply drafted better, they could have 2 championships, maybe 3 championships. Who knows? Right. But I mean, it's just, yeah. You go and get Kalen Black from Indiana, which cool. Maybe he is your guy. But it's like, bro, you could have got him in the 5th round. You didn't have to get him in. And I understand it's, well, we love the guy. Okay, but you can love him in the 5th round the same way you can love him in the 3rd round.
Yes.
You do realize that, right? Like you don't.
Yeah.
You fall too hard, too quick, too early. And then like they're like, I don't watch any of these shows, but they're basically like the people on like Love is Blind who they sitting behind the curtain and they love everything about this person. And they're just like, oh yeah, we're a great match. And then they see him and it's like, I thought she would be cuter. Or they're saying, I thought he would be taller. I thought he'd be taller, honestly. Mm-hmm. And then they don't make it. Then you're just sitting there making like little sniping comments, and it goes off the rails from there. I just want the last thing I say about the Niners, we can talk about other teams I think who had a good draft, because I do have one team that I want to point out, and you're not going to like it. But the Niners remind me of watching, like, Grant, you don't have children yet. Maybe you will someday. I don't know if that's in the plan for y'all.
Right.
I don't. We don't want to push it, because I feel like when people get married, the first thing go, so when y'all gonna have children? I don't know. We've been married 36 hours.
Yeah. It's very strange.
I would like to get to know her a little bit more.
Right. Yeah.
Before we get to even talking about kids. But anyway, sometimes when you have a kid and you are trying to, and the amazing thing about children is that they listen even when you don't think they are, and they will surprise you in that way. But there are times where you go, do I need to take that to your forehead so you won't forget it anymore? Like, how many times do I have to tell you this? How often do we have to have this conversation? Was I like, and you start questioning yourself, was I like this as a kid? Did my parents have to like repeatedly tell me stuff? Like, it makes you question yourself and how your own upbringing. And I feel like watching the Niners draft, I go, don't do it. I get it. Don't do it. Don't do it though. You ain't got to. He's the more talented players right there, my guy. And this is the problem with Kyle. He feels like his system makes the players instead of the players making the system. And to be honest, it's both. Yeah, it's not a and or, it is both. Right. And it's like, well, he blocks really well. Okay, but can you teach Denzel Boston to block? Like, isn't that what they pay you guys for? To teach them how to block at a level that you would like them to? And so, yeah, I just think that you just watch him make the same mistake over and over and over again. It's like, I know how this movie's going to end. And then and this is the part about kids that I love, that I love. It'll be different this time. I promise I won't do it again. I promise I won't do it again. And it's like, but why are you promising me this? You know you won't keep that promise.
you know it's gonna happen again. Like, come on now.
I'm going to, like, my favorite thing of my son is like, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to do A, B, C, and D, because this is who your pattern is. This is who you are right now. Doesn't mean you're going to be that way in 10 years from now. But right now, this part of your life, this is who you are. You're going to do A, B, C, and D. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Now, see, me, I'm petty. I would not do it as a child just to prove you wrong. Right. But like, he'll start off good, and then all of a sudden, there's the pattern. And I'll just sit and watch and go, A, here's B, here's C, and D. And it's the same thing with Kyle. Like, you're going to walk down the same pattern, and in 2 years, you're going to draft his replacement. He's going to be his spot on the team is going to be in jeopardy. So anyway, enough about that. The team that had a really good draft that I don't think you're going to like, the Cowboys.
I know.
I really enjoyed.
They got Caleb.
Listen,
Downs. I was so mad when they got Caleb Downs, bro. I was like, how we just don't let him do it? I don't care. Just don't let them do that. Somebody do something.
Listen, man.
I looked at I was just looking at draft board, and I saw like Cowboys. I saw best player available, Caleb Downs. I said, somebody please do something. Someone do something, and they picked him. I was upset.
Listen, he and Caleb, not Caleb. He and Jeremiah Love are, to me, those are two can't miss guys.
100%.
I wanted the Chiefs to take him.
20? What, 20? Caleb, 20?
Who's that?
Caleb. I was surprised he fell to like 20. Was it
12?
12. Oh, 12. Okay. I'm not always lower than that. Okay.
And they moved up, right? Because they traded with the Giants. Was it the Giants? Not the Giants. They traded. Yeah. Okay. So it's either 12 or 11, one of the two. Yeah. I forget what it was. But yeah, they traded up to get him. So yeah, I mean.
Oh, I was so upset. Because I thought
love
he was
what
top
they
10
did.
guy, honestly. I didn't think he got top 10. Because I'm saying I'm like, Jeremiah Love, Caleb Downs, those are the two. I'm like, yeah, you get those, you're good. But yeah, I wasn't happy.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who else that I really like. I like what the Browns did. I think the Browns are setting themselves up. If they hit on back-to-back drafts, but the team still stinks because they're young and their quarterbacks are not good because, I think I told you this before, but I think God took Deshaun Watson's football playing ability because he got away with the nasty man allegations and because Shador is just not an NFL quarterback. Sorry, guys. Yeah. But if they end up in 2027 and they can get them a stud quarterback, if it's, I forget the class, but obviously you have Manning, you have The kid
Dylan
who's at Oklahoma.
Gabriel. I'm not Dylan Gabriel. I'm sorry, the Oregon guy.
Oh, Dante Moore,
Dante Moore.
DJ
Yes.
Carr for Notre Dame. I haven't seen the kid who was at North Texas, who's now at with his coach at Oklahoma State. But there's high. I mean, he basically kind of has the coach has. Well, he helped Mahomes at
Yeah.
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
He was like his QB coach, so he's got that going for him. But if that young man is any good, you'll have your pick of the litter to
Yeah.
find your franchise quarterback next year. And so we'll see. But I
Yeah.
really like what they did. Getting
You
getting
see
Casey
Deshaun Watson's
Concepcion.
got the inside track to QB1 apparently.
I mean, he should. We're giving you like $80 bajillion.
He has to, they changed his contract. Didn't they restructure it? Isn't he making like normal money now?
No,
After the Achilles, I thought he got a smaller. I thought they restructured to a smaller deal.
it's all guaranteed.
Oh, you're right.
Remember, they gave him fully guaranteed all of it,
What
the
happens?
entire deal.
What happens when Shador can't? What does the Shador Army do when Shador can't start over Deshaun Watson? What did they do?
I don't know what those stands gonna do. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna. They're just every time he throws a terrible pass, they're just probably gonna bring up 21 allegations.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. And they won't
But
have
yeah.
like they won't have the race angle to play this time either. That's gonna be bad.
Ooh.
It's gonna get bad.
I mean, listen, ain't nothing like when black people turn on each other. Yeah, I feel
Nothing.
like
That's true. That's true.
yeah, it's gonna get ugly. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. Listen, I just don't think that Deshaun. Listen, I just think that Deshaun. That like
You
I said, I
gotta
think
do it.
God snatched his ability. I think
Yeah,
God said you got away with it,
agree.
but you didn't get away
think,
with it.
Yeah, I think God, and I think he knows he did it, and the guilt is just it's destroyed.
It's eating him up. Eat him up.
As it should, by the way. Good.
As it should.
By the way, Myles Garrett, don't say a word next year, buddy. You took the money, big dog. I don't want to hear a word. Don't want to hear
I want
Pete.
to hear it.
You just
Don't wanna
breaking up
hear
the
it.
sack record, big dog. You're a Brown for life.
You listen. 40 million a year goes a long way in Cleveland. I hear.
I believe it does.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I like what honestly, I like what the Giants did too. Getting Arvell Reese. Although I'm not as high on him as I am Sonny Styles, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
They got another guy.
Did well. The NFC's had a good draft, unfortunately. The good thing is John Harbaugh's washed, so we'll be okay.
Oh, well, that's interesting. We're going to revisit that as we go through the next season. I'm trying to think. There's one more team I wanted to highlight. I like what the Chiefs did. I wasn't in love with them trading up, but hey, I think I saw someone say on Twitter, one of the local radio hosts say, it's clear from this draft that the Chiefs felt that the problem with the offense was the coaches, and they felt like the problem with the defense was the players. So I thought that was a very interesting and smart analysis.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it for sure. Were they right? We'll see.
We shall see, because if that offense. Now, here's the thing I will say. They went and got Kenneth Walker.
Oh, yeah, they did get Kenneth. I forgot they got Kenneth Walker.
They went and got a running back in the draft that isn't a 7th rounder. So to me, that says that they are going to invest in the line, invest in running the football, and hopefully that means under center runs and not from the shotgun.
You're asking a lot of Andy Reid. You're asking a lot of Andy Reid. Don't ask too much.
All I say is this about Andy: when he feels that he has a running back, that is talented, he feeds him.
It's true. You're right. You're right. He's changed.
See.
He's changed a lot since the Philly days.
We shall see.
He's changed a lot.
I'm trying to think. Anybody, other team? I'm trying to look at these draft grades. Look at some of these players and
the
see if
Falcons
there's
didn't have first round
anybody
pick
else.
this year. How about that? This is why I just want to throw that out. The Falcons did not have first round pick this year. They traded.
Do they have one next year?
Ooh.
I know they traded a lot to get.
They might not actually. They might not have first round pick next year. You could be right, but they got Tua though. So it's like, got Tua and Michael Penix quarterbacks next year.
I guess they said, if one left-hander was not enough, it was so nice they had to do it twice. Yes. Good luck.
Prayers up.
Dang, there was one more team I wanted to bring up. I thought Jets is cool. I like Tampa Bay getting Ruben Bain.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be it. I don't think it's gonna be. I'm not gonna act like I'm some kind of draft expert and I'll be like crushing the tape and breaking it down. So I'm not gonna pretend to be that guy because I'm not.
Prayers up for Fernando. Tall
I
task
mean,
to have there, buddy.
I think the plan is to sit him this year. That's what I wanted to talk about. The Rams. I, for one, I get why you don't want to waste a pick on a quarterback who is basically going to take a redshirt season, but I like them basically saying, "Look,
It's
we
a
got to
great
set up the
idea.
future."
It's a great. It was great. I like that pick because Dan Orlovsky took a lot of heat for saying he liked Ty Simpson more than Fernando Mendoza. And my thing was like when did Fernando Mendoza become like this like lockdown? No one can be better than him. Pick. I'm like, why is it crazy to think Ty Simpson's better than him? Like, I'm not saying either one of them are great. Like, we can't just say somebody's better than Fernando Mendoza now. Oh, okay, but yeah, I thought Ty Simpson was a good pick for them. Like you said, Stafford like had the back thing last year where it was iffy. Came back this year, won MVP. But yeah, be a year early, not a year late.
Be a year early, not a year late, for sure,
It's a good
for
decision.
sure.
I like that decision, especially when you have two picks to play with in the first round. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't think it was as egregious a move as others,
Same.
and because I also feel like they went and took care of their cornerback problem, basically saying, "Hey, Kansas City,
Yeah,
Jalen, Trent,
yeah,
how would you like to play where there's women, weed, and weather?" To quote
exactly.
Kendrick Lamar. So, all right, man. I think that's about it. Our final update on Knicks Hawks. It
Oh
is
boy.
111-57. They outscored them by 25 in the first, by 12 in the second, and they're outscoring them currently now by 7 in the third. And I just cannot believe it. I cannot.
57,
In a
57 points.
closeout. Like, this is one of those times where I wish Kobe was alive, just because I would love to hear his thoughts on this. Like
Yes.
and not the sanitized, like detailed thoughts, but like
No, no, no.
we're sitting at the crib watching the game thoughts, because I just know the MFers would be abundant
Absolutely.
and free flowing. Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh. All right, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think. What did you think about your team's draft? Dr. Jeremiah, last thing, let me say this. How the most disappointing thing about the draft was being a Niners fan and watching Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price go to the Seahawks and the Cardinals,
Ooh, that's painful.
and having Kyron Williams also be on one of your rivals within the conference, within the division.
That's painful. That's a lot of pain. I'm sorry.
Three of my favorite Notre Dame running backs ever. Three of my
Yeah.
favorite Notre Dame players ever, and I get to see them twice a year. How about it? How about it? And it's so great. It's so
Mm,
awesome.
mm.
Anyway, let us know what y'all think about that, man. How did you feel like your team did? What do you think about some of these other teams? Hit us up: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Brands and Bars. Once again, I feel like so I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. I'm going to get off this live with you.
Yeah.
My wife is going to go, "Why is it when you and Titus have a pod, you guys can't record it under an hour and a half?" And I'm just going to say, "I don't know, dude. I don't know."
This is the closest we got, though. This is pretty
We got
good.
we got
Hour
pretty close.
40.
Got
Yeah, it's
pretty
not
close.
bad. It's not bad. You know?
We got close.
Yeah.
So until next time, it's been a black and white thing. Thank you guys for listening. Titus, as always, I appreciate you. You know
Hey,
what? You know what's gonna tighten it up? You know what's
what's
gonna
that?
tighten it up? You've been married. That's what's gonna tighten it up, because the wife is gonna start looking at the watch, because you newly married. You
Yeah,
newly
yeah,
married. Like you
yeah,
not
yeah.
like you not. I got Tierra she's just gonna cut her eyes at me, and she just
Mhm.
gonna say something. You
Yeah.
newly married. She looking at you right now like, yo, my man.
Wrap it
Time,
up. Wrap it up.
time. She's cutting on the Oscars music, the Emmy music, she cutting on every. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I appreciate your queen allowing me to steal you away for a couple hours. Once again, congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you,
you.
bro.
Yeah, man. Until next time, in black and white thing. Y'all be easy. Have a good night, man.
All right. Talk to you.